Hello, my name is Marco Riani.
And my name is Aldo Corbellini, and we are about to show you all the new features of FSDA version 2025A.
We start from the release notes. The release notes are on our website. You can find the web address in the description of the video. Alternatively, we are inside GitHub.
We have three different versions of link that you can explore. The first one is in File Exchange, so you can click on it, and when it's loaded you can see all the code and data results in a format that is like an MLX and is completely browsable and full of images. Then
you can run the file
online.
Now we wanted to give you a live demo. Suppose that you load the data about the quality of life of the Italian cities. You want to have a preliminary analysis of this data. So you can have a scatter plot matrix. You can decide to put above the main diagonal the circles and below the main diagonal the scatter, depending on the magnitude of the correlation coefficient. With our call to SPM plot, you can see above the main diagonal a circle which is shown in blue if the correlation is positive, and then it is shown in red if the correlation is negative. The variables are ordered according to the elements of the first two eigenvectors, so that you can see a group of variables which is positively related. This group of variables is not correlated with other two and is negatively related with the remaining two variables. Given that these are geographical data, if you supply the so-called shape file, that is the contours of the different regions, you can have an interactive geomap where you can revert the color, you can choose the variable you like, you can decide to show or not the labels, or then you can have instead of latitude and longitude you can have the satellite coordinates, and then you can decide the type of map you wish to visualize. Now we'd like to show you our app to run principal components. So we have a series of plots which appear automatically. We have the plot which shows the explained variance of the different principal components, the plot which shows the correlation between the variables and the principal components. You have the outlier map plot which shows the score distance against the orthogonal distance in order to understand if there are good or bad leverage points.
Then we have the main app form that we developed in App Designer completely, and is completely interactive. In the sense you can choose a lot of options, and then you can see also here the rollers and the possibility to enable robust analysis.
Then if you click on a single point, you can have an interactive data tooltip. You can also brush the units. So if you brush a particular set of units in this plot of the first two principal components, you can see the position of these units in the corresponding scatter plot matrix. And then the legend is interactive, so you can hide or show this highlighted set of units. If you call the procedure and then you supply the information about latitude and longitude, automatically a map appears which shows you the geobubble, a geobubble whose size depends on the first principal component and then whose color depends on the value of the second principal component. If now you brush the units, if you brush a particular set of units, not only you see the position of these units in the scatter plot matrix, but also you can see the position of these units along the map, that you can see that these units are characterized by the fact that they are located all in the southern part of Italy. Finally, if you supply also the shape file, you can see an interactive geomap which is based on the value of the first and principal components. So you can choose the principal component that you like changing and reverting the color. We also have a new part referred to contingency tables. Automatically all the indexes appear with their confidence interval and the test. If you supply a contingency table which is of general dimension I times j, then you can see the contribution of each cell to the overall index, which could be a chi-square index or any other index. For example, you can see that in this case, this combination is the most important in the computation of the chi-square index. Individual contribution to the chi-square index can also visualize in terms of a Pareto plot. And once again, these legends are interactive. If the contingency table is characterized by variables which are ordinal, you can see the contribution of so-called concordant and discordant pairs to the computation of the final index.
There is notes. There are all the novelties of this release, and you can see that a lot of pictures that we already showed you in the video, and the links to the function, and you can find the documentation inside the new release of FSDA.
We look forward to it for you. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.